'tis the season to have so many plans with friends and with family, or with friends who are your family, and that is amazing. But we need to make sure that we are also prioritizing ourselves this holiday season, because especially if you're like me and you have people-pleasing tendencies that you're trying to get over, or that you're trying to work through, or that you have been working through, but always at Christmas it kind of falls back a bit. Today I am going on a big family festive tradition day out with my brother and my parents and my granddad, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to spend time with them. But if I don't prioritize myself first before we go, I won't show up to that like day out as the best version of me and as the most, because when I spend time with people, I want to give them my 100%. I want to give them like my good vibes, my good energy, a lot of the energy that I will give myself when I'm by myself. I want to give that to other people. But if I don't prioritize myself before I go, like if I don't do my stuff for me before I leave the house, then I'm just going to feel frustrated and I won't be in my best energy and I won't be chilled out. So 'tis the season to prioritize yourself and to not overcompensate, or to not be like, oh, this person wants to do this and I was planning on doing this thing, but I don't matter, I'll just meet this person. Like, try to find a happy medium of, okay, I'm gonna make this plan, but before this plan happens, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna have my breakfast, I'm gonna make sure I drink my water. And I know some of you might be watching this being like, what are you on about? Like, I do that all the time. And if you do, that's amazing. If you're so good with prioritizing yourself and having boundaries and everything like that, then that is absolutely stunning. But I know that there is a portion of us out there who are not like that. Of course, we're going to spend time with people. Of course, we're going to be social, but we're also going to put our own needs first. I'm going to kind of talk you through what I'm doing today and kind of show you what I'm doing today before I go spend time with my family. That is for me. So the first thing I did is actually clean my room. So we dressed the bed, we organized my makeup table, we organized everything. We put the clothes into the laundry basket. So then when I come home this evening, after spending all day with people, that I come home to a nice space that I can like decompress. Do you know what I mean? It's just a nice thing that I come home, my bed is dressed, like my everything's charged, and I can just go into bed, I can take off my makeup, I can watch Netflix, I can do whatever and decompress, whatever you need to do. So next up, usually I would have prioritized probably going to the gym, but because of the nature of vlogmas and because of my want to sleep in the mornings, I have to prioritize vlogmas today. Basically, I'm filming this video this morning, editing it before I leave, and then posting it tonight while I'm away spending time with family, because vlogmas doesn't wait for anyone. What I'm doing instead is I'm having a full body shower, I'm doing my hair and I'm doing my makeup, and I'm like relaxing doing that. So I'm playing my music, I'm listening to SZA's new album, I'm creating a really nice space, I'm drinking my water, I'm staying hydrated, I'm having my breakfast, and I'm doing all those little things that will make me the happiest before I leave. The ultimate goal is that before you leave to go wherever you're going or spend time with whoever you're spending time with, that you're so happy, that you feel like you've had a shower, that your hair is nice, that you don't feel rushed, that you don't feel like, oh, I should have drank more water, or I haven't done this today for myself. Like, the goal is getting everything for yourself done, whatever that may be. I've had my full body shower. We are doing our skincare. Getting yourself right before you socialize or before you meet people, or before you even spend the day like Christmas shopping for people, will look different for me as it does for you. Like, for you, you might have to like journal and meditate. It is very specific to you, and you just have to do what you just have to do. Do you know what I mean? And now I have my full body shower, I washed my hair, we're doing skincare. My skin is having a bit of a breakout at the moment, which I mean is just ideal. But I feel like a lot of my friends are actually kind of going through the same thing at the moment with having a breakout, because obviously it's Christmas, right? It's Christmas, it's the first quote unquote proper, you could say, Christmas in a few years, because obviously last year, I don't know what it was like where you live, but Ireland was, I think we went back into lockdown, or there was still restrictions in place anyway. This is the first Christmas where people might be seeing people they haven't seen in a few years. They might be going out, and obviously they want to feel their best and they want to look their best. And no matter if it's your skin getting you down, if it's your body image, whatever, I feel like a lot of people are in the same boat. And I breaking out right now. Like my skin, I'm definitely suffering with a lot more breakouts than I usually would or than I have in the past few months. I looked in the mirror yesterday and like this part of my brain was like, oh my god, your skin's breaking out, like typical, like you've had such good skin. And I was like getting in my head for a minute, and then I kind of took myself back. I took a step back in the mirror and I literally just looked at myself and I was like, the way you look is the least interesting thing about you. We all have to repeat this, like it's so superficial and surface. No one is judging us for it, and anyone who is judging us for it this time of year, like, would you meet someone you haven't seen in years and in your head think, Jesus, like she kind of has a bumpy forehead there, like wonder what's going on? No, you wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? And maybe if you are the type of person, maybe reevaluate what you're projecting, but no one cares. So I literally just took a step back in the mirror and I was like, who cares? Because in my head I was like, oh my god, my skin's bad, and I was like, I'm going to be drinking over the next week and it's just going to get worse, and like, why isn't my skin good, and maybe there's something, like all these thoughts were in my head. And then I literally took a step back, took a deep breath, and I was like, does this really matter? No. Does this really matter? No. It could be hormonal. There could be so many different things going on that can cause your skin to break out. You just have to take a step back, and it's so hard because when you're suffering with a breakout or when you're suffering with a bad body image day, it's so easy to get in your head and get stuck in those repetitive thoughts that maybe you've thought for years and years and years, or maybe you suffered with a few years ago. And it's so easy to revert back to that. And it's obviously hard to take a step back, take a deep breath and be like, look, it doesn't matter. Even if you're lying to yourself in that moment, you have to literally, and it's so hard and it's not easy. And even if your brain is screaming at you being like, you're not good enough, your skin's not good, you're going to meet all these people and they're going to judge you for your skin and they're going to think your skin is bad and yada, 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 and you're not going to look your best. And all these thoughts are going in your head, and you literally have to take a step back, deep breath, and be like, the way I look is the least interesting thing about me. Like, the people I'm going to meet over Christmas care about me as a person. They want to know about me. They want to know about my life. They want to know about how I'm doing. I want to know about how they're doing. I don't care if they have a spot. I don't care if they're bloated. I don't care if they've gained 20 pounds. I don't care if they've lost 20 pounds. Like, I do not care. And I'm able to literally look in the mirror and tell myself I do not care about that about other people. So why am I being so hard on myself? And there is so much more to Christmas than looking your best. Obviously you want to look your best, and obviously you want to feel your best, and obviously sometimes your brain can attack that. At the end of the day, Christmas is not about that superficial bullshit. Like, Christmas is literally about meeting people. Like, I'm so excited to spend so much time with my friends next week on our like Vlogmas or Gals Day. Whether they come with 20 spots on their face or no spots, or whether they come looking the best they've ever looked in their life, or they come insecure, I don't care about that. Like, I'm not being like, oh, I can't wait to see all my perfect friends with all their perfect outfits and all their perfect skin. Like, no, I'm so excited to spend time with people that I haven't spent time with in a collective group since this time last year. And we've actually, this time last year, half them weren't there. So I don't even know when the last time all of us were. I'm actually getting emotional about it. That's how excited I am. It's so devastating that there's so many people who are putting this insane pressure on themselves to feel so perfect this time of year. And they might be like, oh, I'm not going to go out tonight. You know what? I'm not feeling my best. I don't look like my skin's breaking out. I feel bloated. Like, I wouldn't enjoy it. And the part of the brain, because it's not you, it's the part of the brain that's so negative, that's so insecure, is taking over, and it's not letting you enjoy your Christmas. And that is so devastating to me. So I just want to give you all permission right now in this moment to enjoy your Christmas no matter how you feel. And you're gonna take a step back and you're gonna talk to yourself in that mirror and be like, I don't care. And you're going to keep saying it until those negative thoughts in your brain and those insecure thoughts are banished. Because thought patterns are repetition, and to break that cycle, like, everyone always says to me, like, how are you so positive? How are you so this? Like, it's work. I don't care if I'm the most positive person in the room. Some days I don't wake up like that, but I choose it. It is a choice, and it is work, and it is hard. And some days it's easier than others. I really should have been doing my makeup while I was giving you that speech. But I just You're all my besties here, right? We're all best friends. I love you all the most. Like, you are watching my YouTube channel. You've been watching every single day of vlogmas maybe, or maybe you're catching up all in one day, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is you're sitting here on my YouTube channel watching with my videos, and whether or not I can see your face or not, or whether or not you comment, because I know some people don't comment or they're silent viewers or whatever, I still think we're besties. And I would just hate to think that someone watching this is, you know, being dictated by insecurity this Christmas. And I know some people might be watching being like, yeah, Rebecca, that's easy for you to say, you don't feel insecure, so you're fine. Like, how can you tell me not to feel insecure this Christmas? I'm not telling you not to feel insecure. And do you honestly think I never feel insecure? Do you honestly think, like, I am a woman who was raised in the 90s. We are full of insecurities. Everyone has insecurities, and everyone has moments where they second guess themselves, or they second guess their outfit or their hair or how they look or how they present themselves to the world. Everyone has those. I've just learned to control them, and I've just learned to call myself out on my bullshit. I say to myself, I'm like, are you really gonna let this ruin your day? Are you really gonna let the fact that you feel bloated, or that you feel like your face is round, or that you feel like whatever insecurity happens to be happening that day, you feel like your skin isn't as good as it was 4 weeks ago, are you really gonna let that dictate the time you spend with your friends and family and people who love you, and people who, no one's spending time with you because you're pretty. No one's spending time with you because you have amazing outfits. No one's spending time with you because you are hot. No one's spending time with you because of how big or small your waist is. No one's spending time with you because of your boobs. No one's spending time with you because of your ass. So why are we letting our brain tell us that because whatever body part or hair or skin or whatever doesn't look a certain way, that we can't be happy on a night out, or we can't be happy on a day spending time with our friends, or we can't be happy, fill in the blank. Like, honestly, just fill in the blank for yourself. And I just want all of us to show up this Christmas enjoying ourselves, and show up this Christmas for ourselves, and just give ourselves whatever we need this Christmas, whether it's more time alone, whether it's more time with friends, whether it's more time with family. I want you to unapologetically give that to yourself this Christmas. And I feel like a few of my friends who watch my vlogs might be literally thinking that I'm directly talking to them, but I swear to God, it has been more than one of my friends who has confided in me in like insecure thoughts coming up to Christmas. So I'm talking to all of you bitches. There is not one person I'm referencing. I'm not making this video because one person said it to me. I'm making this video because multiple people have said it to me, but also because I felt this way last night. Like, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh, why did I get my Botox in September? Like, my Botox isn't fresh for Christmas. No one cares if my forehead is frozen. Except me. Like, I was like, oh, why didn't I get my Botox like fresh for Christmas? Oh, why am I breaking out right now? Why did I try that new skincare product that caused me to break out? Oh, like, I was just all in my head last night, and I was like, I literally stood back and I was like, fuck off to myself about myself. And it's not about being mean to yourself in those moments, and it's not about not giving yourself, you know, obviously you're allowed to be insecure, and obviously you're allowed to have bad days. And I'm not saying that every day has to be the best day of your life, and that you're never allowed to be insecure about anything, or you're never allowed to have negative thoughts or feelings towards yourself. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you, like, in those moments, you have a choice. Even when you feel like you don't have a choice, even when you feel like you're slipping into old patterns, even when you feel like you're having such a bad day and such a bad moment and such a bad time, and even when you're being made to feel by your brain that you do not have a choice, I promise you, in those moments you have a choice. And that is the secret to confidence and positivity. It is so much easier for our brain to tell us, oh, that person that is so confident that we wish we were as confident to them, oh, they were born that way and you weren't born that way, so tough luck for you. They were just born like that. They don't, you know, they don't wake up with insecurities. They don't wake up, they don't make a choice. They were just born that way, and it's just easy for them and it's not easy for you. Like, our brain loves to tell us that because our brain loves to be comfortable in the way that it is. Our brain doesn't want to tell us, oh, that person who's confident or that person who wakes up and isn't insecure, and you know, they actually choose that, and it's actually a work in progress, and they wake up every day, single day, and choose that they're going to try and be as positive as they can for themselves. Like, that is a choice that they make every single day. Of course our brain isn't going to tell us that, but that is actually the reality. And I'm telling you, as a person who always gets comments like, oh my god, you've such a good mindset, and you're so positive, and you're so this, and you're so that, and you're never insecure, and I could never wear that, or I could never be as confident as you are, or whatever. And this isn't me hyping myself up or saying that like I'm the best, most confident, most positive person in the world, because I have my moments. But it's just me saying that, like, coming from my perspective, when I hear those things from people, in my head I want to scream at them and be like, yeah, because I fucking wake up and I choose it, and I put in the work, and I read the stupid self-help books, and I listen to the stupid podcasts, and I do all the silly little things for my brain so that I feckin' have a smile on my face, and so that I enjoy people's company, even though I'm feeling shit about myself, or even though I woke up that morning and I didn't like my outfit, or I didn't like how I looked, or I didn't like how something looked on me, or something that I bought didn't fit. Do you know what I mean? Like a random piece of clothing I bought from a random website whose sizes vary anyway didn't fit me, and now I feel shit about myself. Am I going to make that everyone else's problem? Am I going to rob myself the experience of enjoying time with people I love just because an outfit I ordered from an online website doesn't fit? And I know in your head you're like, that sounds so harsh, like I can't control, but these are the things I say to myself. Like, these are the things, like, I actively have to snap my brain out of automatic negative thoughts. Like, it's not just something that happens, and it's not just something that I wake up and I'm like, oh, today is a beautiful day to be beautiful, and I feel beautiful, and nothing can go wrong, and I love everybody, and I want to spend time with everybody, and I'm so happy. Sorry, the sun is shining in on me now. You know what I mean? Sorry, I feel like this turned into a big rant. But I want all of you to have a really, it's not that I want all of you to have the best Christmas ever, because obviously there are outside factors that we cannot control, aka everybody else. But I don't want you to ruin your own Christmas. I don't want you to be the reason that you're not enjoying yourself, or I don't want you to be the reason that, you know, you're spending time with your friends, but really you're in your head being like, oh my god, did she think this about me, or is my outfit this nice? Or I don't want you to be stuck in that comparison mindset all Christmas long, and then look back at Christmas, because I feel like everyone who celebrates Christmas, if you don't celebrate, maybe you can just apply this to whatever you do celebrate, whether it's your birthday or whatever holiday you celebrate in your culture or religion or whatever. You don't want to spend that entire time comparing yourself to everybody else in the room. You want to be present in the moment. Just tell yourself, be like, I'm going to be as present as possible in every single moment that I spend with other people this Christmas. And I'm going to actively choose to prioritize myself in moments that I'm alone. Besties, that is the thing. Even when it is hard, I'm going to try my hardest to choose it. And you know what? Some days you might be having a bad day, and you might be like, do you know what? I don't want to go out, or I don't want to see people, or I don't want to socialize. And you have to be so self-aware in those moments and ask yourself, be like, is this what I need right now? Am I actually just burning myself out, and do I need, you know, a night in alone to recharge, and then like I'll go again tomorrow, I'll reschedule things tomorrow? Do you need that in this moment? Or is it just easier? Like, are you just, you know, are you letting your negative insecure thoughts? Because it's so easy for me when I ask myself that question. I'm like, do I really need to not see people right now and spend the evening in bed? Because some days, some evenings, that's what you need, you know. And if you need that over Christmas, take that, like, prioritize yourself. Like, this is what this whole video is about prioritizing yourself over Christmas. If you need that, amazing, take that for yourself. But if you ask yourself that question and you catch yourself in your bullshit and you're like, no, you don't need that right now, you're just feeling a certain type of way, or you're just this, or you're just that, call yourself out in your bullshit this Christmas. And call yourself out and be like, do you know what? I actually don't need that right now. What I need right now is to go and enjoy my friends' company, or go and enjoy my family, or go and do this family tradition that I love doing, and put everything else behind me. And I think another good way to really eradicate your feelings of not feeling good enough or feeling insecure or whatever this Christmas is like, have everything ready, you know? Like, do things for you. Like, have your go-to outfits that you feel amazing in, washed and clean and ready to go. And have your, like, I don't care if you wear the same outfit out to meet your friends 5 times in a row. If it is your outfit where you feel the most confident and you feel the most happy, you wear that. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, I have these really nice velvet pants, and I'm probably going to wear them 5 or 6 times over Christmas. I have my Skims dress. I'm probably going to wear that over Christmas because those are things I feel amazing in. Why would I sacrifice my comfort, and why would I sacrifice me feeling good in myself for being like, oh, this person's going to judge me because they saw me in this outfit yesterday and now I'm wearing something really similar? It can be the littlest things that throw us into questioning ourselves or into not feeling good. So we just all need to actively choose ourselves this Christmas, and actively choose how we're feeling, and actively make choices to show up as our best selves. My hair is done. We just freshly Dysoned her, and now we're doing a red lip. I know it's hard when you have insecure thoughts and feelings and you don't feel good in yourself or good in your skin or whatever, but coming from a girly who has had experience with this, the only one who has control of how you react to it is you. No one else can control it. No one else can tell you, oh, it's fine, or oh, you look amazing, or oh, this, oh, that. It is completely up to you to get a handle on your insecurities and just talk to yourself like you're your best friend. Like, what would you say when you're looking in the mirror and you're having insecure thoughts, or when you're having insecure thoughts about certain things going up, or outfits, or how you look, or whatever surface level bullshit, because that's what it is, that you are having insecure thoughts about. Imagine your friend is telling you this, and like, what would you say to her in that moment? And say it to yourself. And it's a choice, and it's hard, and it's not easy. I'm telling you right now, you are the only person who has control over how you talk to yourself. And I know intrusive thoughts and negative thoughts come in and they feel uncontrollable, because they are. In that moment, you literally have to stop yourself actively. And the first few times you do it, it'll feel weird and it'll feel uncomfortable and it'll feel like you're lying to yourself, and you'll feel silly and you'll feel stupid. But it is a muscle. Like, at the end of the day, it is a muscle. And the more you use that muscle, and the more you tell yourself no, and the more you catch yourself in those moments, and the more you actively choose in those moments to choose yourself and choose your happiness, it will get easier. If you start putting into practice catching yourself in those moments of insecurity, and catching yourself and being like, do you know what? No, I'm not living this life today. This is not my reality. I am choosing to show up today for myself, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like I'm lying to myself, and even when it feels like everything in my being is fighting against it. I'm gonna try. Because at the end of the day, all you can do is try, and all you can do is try your best. And if you commit to trying your best, then over time it will get easier, I promise. But yeah, I really do hope that something in today's video really spoke to you and really resonated with you. And you know what? Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. There might be some things I said today that you might be like, Rebecca, you're completely wrong, or you don't know what you're talking about. And that is fine. You don't have to agree with everything I say. You don't even have to believe everything I say. If there's any stand-up point that stood out from me sitting, doing my makeup, talking today, just take that and run with it. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you start choosing yourself, it will get better and it will get easier. I promise.